Hey everyone, just wanted to show you that I've started printing in water washable ABS-like resin from AnyCubic. I have two Elegoo Saturn 3s with me, Saturn 3 Ultra, and they do a fabulous job. I mean, the production of the machine and the screen, the user experience, and I haven't had any problem. What I really liked about these printers is the volume that it gives. So it's like a 10-inch display with a 12K resolution, which is awesome. And it's really easy to remove these build plates and to like uh, wait for the things to drip off the extra resin. So makes life a lot easier. All right, so that's printed in ABS like resin in gray. I think it costed like 1,800 rupees or something like that in Indian rupees. 1,800 for a liter. And typically, these models, I have around nine models on each of these build plates. Uh, the total, amount of resin it uses is like probably around 160 uh, ml or something like that, which is totally cool. Um, with two printers, I'll empty a bottle easily in like three and a half prints. Yeah, I still have quite a lot of resin left. I could do another print run, but I generally refill it till that line there. Some mental thing. I just fill it up like that. So yeah, the print looks amazing. I generally keep one torch handy just to see if there are any defects. You can immediately spot them and you'll know if something's fallen off into the bed, into the vat, or if there was some problem with the print itself because the film, which is at the bottom, uh, you know, needs a replacement. So, yeah, it's very important to analyze the print, every bit of it, especially, you know, what gives it away are the supports because these are the most delicate parts. All right, so I'm very excited. It's not just water washable, but it's ABS like. I have one whole tank filled with water. This is the again is the Elegoo's the curing station. So it comes with a tank with a motor inside, which is brilliant actually. And this is the UV curing station. So I've been printing quite a lot of models of late, and it makes your life easier, right? I mean, you can print your minis overnight. Why not? So the stink isn't there, which generally comes from this big tank full of IPA. So it's so pleasant right now. I'm so glad. And you don't have to worry about spilling this IPA in places and all of that. So I'm very excited. All right. So let's remove these models from the build plate and let's see how it looks. Okay. Let me just lift the beds a little so that way I get some access to all the things. All right. So I generally move it up so that we don't drip the excess resin all over the place. Okay. So it's fascinating, it actually goes and stops exactly around a centimeter before it hits the top. Um, Generally, the printers, okay. This particular one requires a little bit of effort. Yeah. Right. So you always have to allow the excess resin to drip off, especially when you have models which are hollow. They'll be holding on to some of the resin. In these miniatures that I have, the elephant minis have, printed them hollow because I didn't want to waste that much of resin on a solid elephant. Uh, so that holds a little bit of resin, but it's yeah, that's the biggest challenge that I'm actually excited to explore. The alcohol, it's not as dense as water, so it actually goes into all of these small, tiny holes and cleans off the excess resin. Um, but this is going to be interesting. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. All right, let's remove these. Oh wow, it's really hard. Amazing. Oh wow. It's definitely held on to the bed a lot harder for some strange reason. Hmm, interesting. Something I need to take a look at. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna just scrape off the plate sometimes. This one is scratched like crazy. That's because of all the goof ups of the last prints. So there is a bit stuck onto the bed. Trying to see if it will come off. Yeah. So I keep saying bed for the plate. I think that's because I come from the FDM printing background. So there is some stuff stuck. I'm trying to see if it's a resin because this leftover pieces should not be hanging onto the build plate. So next time when you print, it'll damage the film. Still not extremely confident that it's all gone, but let's see. All right, so that's pretty legit. Um, yeah, okay, that's good to go. Let me put the casing around it so that the dust doesn't go sit. All right. Yeah, I typically have to refill it before I push for another print. This is pretty good. Okay, so this particular one seems to have stuck to the build plate a bit more. It was harder to remove actually. Okay, let's remove the second one. right. If this one's sticking the same way, then I think it's the property of this particular resin. So ABS like makes the resin models a lot more stronger and can actually take quite a bit of beating. So even if it falls or you know, I think it generally makes it a little flexible. So yeah. Oh, this is nice. Hmm, interesting. Oh, not actually. This one is quite hard as hell. I generally don't hack like this, but this particular model seems to be stuck really hard. I haven't changed anything in the model from the last uh, print. I mean, I've been printing this day in, day out for the last 1 month. These are the new minis that we have launched as part of our extremely popular game called Yudhbhoomi. It's a war game based on Indian history. Um, okay, not bad. Yeah, there is a little plastic stuck in places. Hmm, something I should look at. Maybe I have to reduce the exposure time, maybe. Probably the same exposure time might not work for ABS. So generally, I just have to put a little bit of pressure and do that, and it comes off. But these prints are for some strange reason, you can hear it. It's like really stuck to the bed. So I think I'll have to take a look at the exposure times for ABS and see if it should be shortened or is the right amount. So I'm not putting too much pressure. I'm just, doing it pretty gently. Actually, it's just that metal against metal sound. But otherwise, yeah, I wish I could zoom the camera a bit to the build place. But anyway, it's not a roadblock. So I don't know if you can make out. Yeah, it's pretty clean. Just double checking. I really don't want to damage the filament. I mean, the film at the bottom. Huh, okay. That was interesting. And let me just cover this up. So India is generally a place where there's a lot of dust. So there's no way to escape that. But yeah, I try to keep the entire setup clean. All right, I have truckloads of minis over here. That's 18 big minis. So since it's water washable, I'm going to drop these as is into the water station. I generally remove the supports because sometimes it might block some of the drain holes. Okay. All right. I can see the resin kind of rising up. Let me see if I can show you guys as well. Hmm. That would be tough. So you can see the kind of layers of the excess resin coming out. This is amazing. I mean, if I can just drop it into water, I'm really happy. And there's a process of the way you have to dispose it. So you're not supposed to just drain it or flush it down the drain. You have to expose it to sunlight for some time until the excess resin hardens. And though it's water washable, doesn't mean that, you know, you can use it without gloves and stuff or other protective gear. So you still need to use it. But this is fascinating. So let's take some of the big models. So this one has a certain drain hole. There are two drain holes in this because they're hollow and they actually kind of submerge. Yeah, you see those bubbles? I see some of the excess resin coming out, which is good. So that means water is going in, which is awesome. So once we kind of put these models in here, the best part is I used to rinse them again because I used to rinse off the excess alcohol on these things because the alcohol would stink uh, and whatever was there on these models. But now I don't have to do that as well, so that extra step is eliminated, which is awesome. So yep, the elephant models are getting filled up with water. All right, you can still see them coming. It's pretty quick actually. I mean, it's getting cleaned really quick. I mean, the moment I touched the models, they looked, I mean, they felt actually like as though they're washed. So I think I'm going to do this in a second run, but as of now, I'll just use this. All right. Um, so just making sure everything's good. I think I have to really cover it so much. Is 2 minutes enough? Okay. Hmm. Sometimes I have to restart the whole thing. The motor doesn't turn. It's magnetic. Hmm. Okay, started. You can hear the sound. So it generally rotates clockwise and anti-clockwise. That's a whirlpool it generates. So I put it for 4 minutes. Let's see. Can't see the models. They vanished. So I guess this water washable is pretty good. I mean, imagine this 5 liters or 4.5 liters of IPA inside this tank versus water. I prefer water. While it washes that off, let me see if I can remove these. Yeah, it's coming out pretty easily. Nice. Ah, like it. Really soft. So this will, oh my, that just peeled off so easily. Wow. Okay, that was strange. How come the supports are so soft? Hmm. So you saw me hacking it, right? Now you know why. Hey, there's a small line here. I don't know why. I don't know which printer that's from. Hmm. My older printer needs to be, I need to replace the film on it because it's pretty old, scratched. I've done it before. This is the second time. I have around 5 such films with me. Okay, it's pretty cool. So if you can remove these small bits and not leave it in there, which is good, that will not go into the tank when you're washing the excess resin. Otherwise, all of this will go settle at the bottom. Okay, let's let it rest in there for some time. So I generally remove the supports before I chuck it into the cleaning station because the supports sort of block some of the key parts on the model sometimes, which once you remove the support after washing it, the resin could still be hanging around there, and that's not what you want. So I generally remove the supports before I dump it in the water. Okay, yeah, all good. That's the elephant. Man, it's just coming off so easily. It's just falling apart. How is it that the supports are so soft, but the face was like, I think, yeah, I definitely need to look at the exposure times. Amazing. Just peels off like butter. So the resin is still soft until you do another UV curing on this. So in case your nail or any of the sharp parts of other models touch it, it can damage the print. So you got to be extremely careful. Be gentle. That's the most important thing. Don't rush it. Sometimes the excess resin, when you're removing all of this, can splash at your face. So do it gently. Don't try to go hiya and yank it. You know. Believe me, been there, done that, and regretted badly for splashing resin around. Hmm, the support is stuck to the model. Okay, all good. So if you can see this, this has holes at the bottom. So I don't know if you can make out. Um, there's one hole over there. It's not like it'll be holding on to a lot of resin inside, but there will be a bit of resin inside. The thing is, it's printed like this. If it was printed, that way, then all of the resin would come out. But I actually print it this way because I want the details on the top part of the model to be perfect. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is mind-blowing. Super soft. In fact, I'm just keeping the camera rolling. I haven't really switched it off. So the time taken for the entire process is as is. So you'll get an idea of how long these things take. So ABS in general is a tough plastic, right? It's a tough polymer. So let's see. Is it a polymer? Not sure. Just randomly said it. Need to go check. Okay. Hmm. Beautiful. I don't think it affects the detail in any way. Um, but I did read somewhere that water washable resin is a little more dense or something like that. It's not like the regular density that the other resins have. It's just peeling off like a breeze, than the normal resin that we use, standard resin that you get. That's interesting. But when I had to remove the damn pieces from the build plate, I had to like literally hack it. It was really tough, and nothing's happened to the models. The models are bloody awesome. So, especially good. I hope you guys are able to see what I'm doing, but yeah, the angle might not be the best. Okay. Okay. One thing I have to admit, there's no smell. You don't have to work in a stinking environment. So I'm really happy with this. But while it was printing, it did emit that typical resin smell. Um, but not too much. I've got an exhaust and everything here in this room. It's just peeling off like, potato chips. It's like crazy. Wow. Okay. Any more? Yeah. Last one. So this is an extremely satisfying process. Ask any resin printing person, they'll tell you that peeling off the supports is the most satisfying part of this entire process. One, because of that sound and that feel of all of these individual, branches letting go. It's very satisfying. The second thing is it actually reveals the main model, which is so much more cooler. So, You will be dying to see how the models come out, right? And this gives you the first look at the model. All right, looking good. Okay, so that's resin on my gloves. So let's see if I just dip my hand in there, does it get cleaned? Oh my God, it just wiped off. What? What? That is so crazy. Okay, I love this resin. I absolutely love this. I don't think I'm ever going to switch back to standard unless this thing is out of stock. Wow, it's clean. I just wipe it off with a tissue paper and I'm good. So cool. Yeah, it's not slimy anymore. So, okay, let's see how these models are. Okay, let's remove. Oh wow, so these have the supports and they all come off. Okay, water soluble resin. Probably I shouldn't leave the models in there for that long because you can actually clearly see what's happened to the supports. They're falling apart as I'm removing it. Goodness. Oh, I put in quite a lot of elephants inside. Didn't realize that. Okay, so the water looks pretty clean. Can I put some more? Yes, I can. All right. I really can't believe my hands are so clean, you know. Okay, so these are all the, remove the supports, so it should be pretty easy to clean. They're just going to the bottom. So if you remember how clean the water was before we dipped all of this in the first 1 minute of the video, you'll know what an amazing job this has done. Oops, there's a support still there. Okay, all right. And two more, the blobly blob and the big one. Oh, there's a support there. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, these look like they just returned from a battlefield. They're like just falling apart. Like you have to just do this, you know, see how soft it is. It's almost like rubber. It's that soft right now, you know, like as if it's silicone. Hmm. Okay, in that meantime, I'm just happy that it's just water, you know. Oh, why did I switch it off? Yeah, this one started as well. Cool. Okay, so let me start removing the supports on this and see how What's happened to the model? Okay, this is peeling off like a banana. Whoop. Over. What? I don't know. I still see a little resin hanging around in places. I think I'm going to dump it into the water again. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think it affects the cured resin. Oh wow. The model is still hard, you know. The supports are coming off like it's as if it's organic of some form. This is crazy. Like falling apart. So that's the thing, though this is soft, the model seems to be a little flexible, but I think that's general in, like resin before it's cured, generally has a bit of a flex to it. Okay, so definitely remove the model's supports before you dunk it in water. Lesson learned. Hmm. It's generally a little flexible for some strange reason. I don't know. That's how this resin is. I have to see. But yeah, definitely a lot less messy than working with IPA. Hmm. This came off. Nice. Feels so clean when I'm working on with it as well. It's not slimy. So depending on the model, you don't need that many supports actually. Man, the model generally feels a lot more cleaner. It has that kind of a velvety touch. Okay, this one's done as well. I think I left it in there for quite some time. Is that the reason why they're soft? Maybe, I don't know. But I have a feeling I want to dunk these elephants again because the supports were blocking the drains. So let me take this out. Okay, this looks pretty clean. Yeah. Whoa. So this cloth really, you know, has an amazing absorption power. I've never done a long video log like this of what process I follow. It's the first time. So it might look very amateur, but all right. That's like an entire army which is ready for battle. So these are modeled based on, the models we've grown up with reading comics and stuff like that about horse-mounted soldiers and heroes. uh, and also these elephants, war elephants. So that's like an archer, and I had to remodel all of these because there was a big, like a what do you say? The archers and all the other soldiers were sitting in a big basket of sorts, which was tied to the elephant, and that was adding that much of extra height on the model. So I had to remove all of that, and I had to remodel them like as if there's a mahout sitting on the elephant and an archer who's bent the leg, you can see. So on one side it's stretched and the other side it's bent. It's like natural flow of the body. And it's really shiny, right? It's super shiny for some strange reason. It's not just the water, but I think the print in general has come out really well. All right. Um, I'm going to dunk these into the water again, the ones which had supports. I don't know which ones. I'm just going to dump all the elephants. All right. Yeah, that's it. And this goes into the curing station next. And these are enough sets for, I think, one game and enough sets for another half game, maybe. So, yeah, this is looking great. I mean, I don't even have to worry about waiting for them to dry and stuff like that because it's just water. I love it. I love it. There you go. So this has a sword and a shield tied at the back with one leg up, like, ready to run. Beautiful, beautiful sculpture. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have extremely creative artists working on these 3D models for us. Can't wait to show you some of the newer ones which we're working on. So the other models will go fit into these rings, which are, which differentiate the player colors. But these don't have that those rings, so either I have to 3D print them or maybe just paint a bit, like just a helmet and just a helmet should do, if you can just color them red, green, yellow, you're good. They look so much more shiny for some reason. All right, so now let's get these figures to UV cure a bit. So I generally cure it twice for 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds each side, just to cure it in all directions. Even after doing all these, sometimes it's not enough. The UV will still be dripping because this particular model is a hollow model, so the resin is always inside. But let's see, I mean, this is the first time uh, doing this with water curable, I mean water washable resin. Okay, so I generally place it this way because it gets the maximum exposure. Somewhere on one of the YouTube videos, they mentioned that adding a mirror on either side actually helps. Okay, so that's 90 seconds. Yeah, it's a pretty quiet process, and there's UV light coming from the bottom and from the sides, but I don't think it's enough. So I generally do 2 rounds. I just flip it like how you flip a chapati. Oops. Okay, that was too close, I guess. Okay, so make sure that you switch it off or you pause it before you remove the protective casing. Otherwise, you're going to get exposed to a lot of UV light. So yeah, I mean, having a mirror in place is just opposite to this standing UV lights will definitely help in reflecting off the or bouncing off the extra light rays, get more exposure maybe. So that's one side done. So I just flip it and do the same process again. It's already hardened actually. I can feel it, you know. The best way is to check if this bow is hard or not. So it seems to be pretty hard already. Okay, set this again. And another 90 seconds. So I've let these models actually dry for almost a day. So this is almost, more than 2 days since I last shot the video of us taking it out, washing it, and just letting them rest, drain out all the excess water and resin and stuff. As far as I know, no resin has actually leaked out, which is a good sign. That means it's drained out well, and decent amount of curing should take care of it so that we don't have any more leaks later on once we send it off to customers. So it has been washed multiple, dried for 2 days, and now we are curing it, uh, 2 times by flipping it, 90 seconds each time. So yeah, even after that, if I feel it's not done completely, I use a UV hand light or a pen light. Okay, so this particular one, I think the resin was not enough. So this part is not completely printed. The horses are fine, elephants are okay. I think three elephants have to be thrown. Sad story. This one, on the other hand, it still had a bit of resin, somehow managed to print the entire model. I'm planning to dunk this entire build plate into the water curing machine. So let's see. So these models are ready, and I just need to dunk the whole thing. Let's see. All right. So here goes. Drain it a bit. Okay. All right. And just taking a few photos. So this has a stand of sorts to hold the plate in place like that. And since it's just water, I don't have to fill it up with alcohol all the way. So I think it is inside. It looks like the models are actually stopping it from going in. I don't know. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Think I better wash it. All right. So I'm done washing the new batch. They're looking pretty good, very nice and shiny. I think in one particular angle it looks amazing. So these were the three models of elephants which were not complete. You can see that they're hollow, and that's because I ran out of resin. I still had a bit of resin here, so I think I need to plan the sprint better. So it was washed in water, and they look amazing. Very, very good quality. So let them dry, and I'm good to go. So this is the process that I follow. Feel free to let me know if I could improve my process in the comments. I'll be extremely grateful for that. All right, guys, thank you so much. So these are the cured ones, and these are the uncured ones. These are not UV cured yet. I'm just letting it dry. So please let me know uh, if I could do something better. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.